Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning.
Good morning, good morning.
This is the Willis Johnson Good Morning Show featuring the Triple T. That's Tammy, Thomas, T for Thong.
Good morning.
Dot.
Good morning, Willis Johnson.
At-
Alicia Jadam.
A.T. Alicia Thompson. Good morning.
Good morning, WJ. And stop interrupting him when he's saying good morning to me.
I'm so sorry. Okay.
Good morning, the rest of y'all.
And John D. Mitchell,
Good morning.
better known as Jadam, I think.
For the first half of the show.
Usually at the beginning of the show it's Jadam until Tammy gets ticked off. So
Yeah,
we'll see how
well,
that
he ticked
goes.
me off already, so he's damn.
What did I
Talk through my intro.
do? Good AM, AT.
Well, all right. On a serious note, because a while back, I'm sure you heard about, everybody talked about, it almost reminds you of 911.
Yes.
We all remember the Boston Marathon now. Of this group, the only real athlete, the real exercise nut, is the Triple T. She'd be the only one that would have been at the Boston Marathon.
You better know it.
Nobody else in this group would have been there.
Excuse me? I just did a walk for lupus not too long ago.
Okay, I do a walk every morning.
Well-
That ain't got nothing to do with it. Are we talking about the Boston
So I
Marathon?
might have been there.
26 miles.
I would have been there watching, eating some chili fries.
And that would have been the problem, because at the finish line.
Right, I would have got blew up.
See,
I would
that's
have
the
been the
problem.
people that got blew
That's
up.
the
Lord,
problem.
heaven
But does that make you think about, remember after 911 how things changed in terms of going into buildings and going to airports and getting on? Just going into federal buildings, things changed. So it makes me wonder, are we back there again now after the Boston Marathon? Because a couple of days after that, this ricin, which is a poison, was sent to
President Barack Obama.
sent to the president. In addition to Senator Wicker, he got his.
Yeah.
President, his mail, but it got there, and it just does it make? How can you protect against that? We're talking the Boston Marathon. It's a part of the American fiber. It's one of the great sport events.
Right. And I thought about that. I'm like, okay, is it because we don't give our 100% on jobs daily. So was it because people didn't give their 100% when they were scoping out the place, or how was it? How were they able to get those there?
Or did we just become a little relaxed? Because not long ago, they were talking about you can take a knife on the plane.
Right.
Yeah, the security always gets tightened a few days afterwards, a few months afterwards, and then we start to get relaxed.
Right, but do we, unless we're at an airport, do we actually pay attention to any bags that are just lying around, any packages?
Yeah, after something tragic happens, yes.
Yeah.
Everybody's on high alert right after it happens, but then again,
Right.
after time passes, then we start getting more relaxed,
That's
and then
my
something else tragic happens, and then we get on heightened alert again, and then it goes down.
Right.
It goes up and down, up and down.
What it really makes me question, y'all know what's coming to Dallas, right?
What is that?
The first time in the history of America that all 5 living presidents,
Oh yeah.
what is that, next week?
When that happened, security is crazy.
It's on a whole different level now.
I remember President Bush was going to the Crescent Hotel, which is on Maple and McKinney, I think.
Something,
Right in there. I couldn't figure out why traffic had, and I didn't know until later.
Right.
Now this is after President Bush was no longer president.
Right. It's just he's in Dallas finna go to Palomino and get some chicken wings.
Same thing happened with Dick Cheney being in town. And the one I remember most was Sarah Palin.
Mm-hmm.
Sarah Palin was coming to the Fairmont. I had to wait for 45 minutes to go down Elm Street
Mm-hmm.
because I got caught at the wrong time. But again, it's about security. You cannot be, I know we get frustrated
Yes.
Right.
with all this security.
Mm-hmm.
But what do you do about it? Because I remember right after 9/11, BJ was playing football for the University of Texas at that time. And I remember, you could no longer have planes could not do low
Yeah.
flyovers.
Yeah.
And, well, they got special, some kind of recognition for these pilots to go over the UT Stadium. And I remember when the plane all of a sudden came, everybody went, whoa!
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, panic was, this was right after, this was still in September
Mm-hmm.
of 01. And so now, after the Boston Marathon, after mail is being checked at the White House and at the federal buildings, and if you ever been to Washington, D.C. to go in a federal building, they check everything anyway.
Mhm.
I mean, the lines are long going into a federal building. They checking backpacks, they checking your purse. Well, somehow or another, this ricin got through. Now what that means, everything is being checked longer now.
Mm.
If you've been to the airport, it's a mess.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, they tell you to go in at least 2 hours in advance, 2 to 3 hours in
And a
advance.
frequent flyer like me, I ain't no 2 hour. I'm not waiting at the airport
not
2
even.
hours.
No.
I get there at about,
But when
30
you leave
minutes.
early in the morning, you can do that.
right. But the
then
later
if-
in the,
right.
right.
The later in the day it gets, the more crowded, so you are gonna have to use all that 2 hours to check in,
Mhm.
get your, all of that kind of stuff. Take your shoes off, your belt off.
Yep.
Go through that security thing or person or whatever. And the
And
TSA.
as frustrated as we are about that,
Right.
Mhm.
but just think about the what if.
Yeah, it's done for a
If
reason.
you're on the plane and the guy didn't get checked,
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, boy.
I was at the airport one time and somebody heard a beeping in the trash can. So they shut that part of the airport down, then they had to bring the firemen and everybody out to check it. You have these businessmen looking at their watches. Do you know how long this is going to take? I said, as long as it takes to see if it's a bomb or not. However long that should take.
and that's what you do as a business. I get that. I was in Miami not long ago, a day trip.
Mm-hmm.
Left that morning, had lunch in Miami with a client, catch the plane back. No problems. However, what if I had to wait for 2 hours? I mean, it's a pain
Mm-hmm.
because time is money, but yet,
I mean, you have to be alive for time to be money.
Well,
but we get frustrated.
Right.
We're an impatient culture.
Mm-hmm.
We're a microwave culture.
Yeah.
I told Lisa this a long time ago. My mother never did like that microwave.
Mm-hmm.
She believed in putting that 3-layer cake in a gas oven and letting it bake there for 45 minutes.
who makes a 3-layer cake in the microwave?
There are microwave cakes.
I'm not eating
Yes.
it.
There are microwave
No.
But that's just the kind of society where we want everything right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I wrote this blog for Dallas South News not long ago about, and I thought about Tammy as I wrote it.
Mm-hmm.
Talk to me. Don't Instagram me,
Mhm.
don't text me, don't Facebook me,
Yeah.
don't voice me. You want to talk to me?
Mm-hmm.
Pick up the phone, dial my 10 digits, and say, hello,
Right, right.
how you doing? How's everybody else doing in your life?
But don't you find it better if you can just look a person in the face and talk to that person as opposed to text message, voice? Because see, like somebody may be texting you right now. Somebody could be texting one of us right now.
Right.
Well, they don't know. You ain't really paying attention.
Mm-hmm.
and they don't know why you kind of giving them a short text response, because you're busy doing something else.
Right.
I know I'm gonna have 3 people that I have to tell, man, I was on the air. That's why I hit dismiss. Ain't no problems. We don't have a problem. I'm not mad at you.
Right.
Because that's
Right.
the first thing. What's wrong? You upset? You're not responding?
Well,
Right.
the thing about it is, and
Right.
it's crazy how we expect, just because we send a text, we expect you to answer right back.
An immediate response.
Right. I mean, that's even with phone calls. If I can't get to the phone and answer that phone call, don't call me right back. I
But
saw
now-
the first
but now,
call.
what about your baby or your boo?
That's different.
Then
What?
they,
What's different? What?
It's the response time.
Watch this. Y'all missed this. Why is that different for your baby or your boo?
Well,
with the
because
response
that
time?
person needs to take precedence over everybody else.
I understand that.
But what if you can't text them right back?
Well, no. I mean, you can't always text everybody right
What if
back.
it take 2 hours?
2 hours is nothing.
Okay.
Just say sorry so slow. You know what I mean? But I was doing
With
this
your
and that
baby or
and the
your
other.
boo?
Yeah.
2 hours?
Well, if you're busy and I
You must
already
say-
know that you're at work,
I was gonna say that
wait
was
a
dating
minute,
a
though,
black woman. Where you at? Who you with? Huh? 2 hours? You know a lot can be done in 2 hours. Where your phone? Let me see your phone.
No, but I'm saying if they already know you're working,
Right.
they already know that you
What
have a
you
job
working
and
on?
that you work.
Who you working?
Okay, your point. Got your point.
Yeah, Lord.
I'm just saying.
But
No,
it is
but I mean,
important.
it's like this though. I'm busy too. And I certainly understand the other side of the spectrum, and other people are busy trying to get their hustle, make their money, and so I understand when let me tell you something, especially for women, I do not expect for you to call or text me back a minute later or 2 minutes later, and please do not call me Monday and then you call me I'm serious. One of my friends, bless her heart.
Look, she at the ball.
We need TV on this.
She calls me every day. In 1 week, she called me Monday, then Tuesday, then Wednesday, then Thursday, then Friday. Finally, I just didn't pick up the phone on Saturday.
What, did you
What did-
answer all those other days?
Well, no, but I did call her back. And then what happens is when you don't call her back, I'll say you can't call nobody back. And I'm like, oh my God, this is beginning to turn into a fatal attraction here.
Because
What's going
in
on?
this day of social media, again, Instagram, Twitter, and there's a whole bunch of other stuff I'm in.
And I actually text her back with one of those messages too. I did text her.
Well, see, because we have, we're so accessible, people expect you to respond back in a reasonable manner, especially your baby or your boo. And if you're a black man and you figure out, you let it take you 2 hours to text your baby back.
If you're a black woman.
It ain't quite as bad though. Well, I don't know. I mean, you know, depending on how you see. No,
Well, come on, finish the sentence.
I'm just saying, it ain't quite as bad, I don't think, with men, because we literally can find or